Hello, everybody. This is just going to be the two of us. Figure we put a quick one out there while we're trying to fix some communications with the last one that we tried to do. Last podcast we tried to set up with Kelly. So, but we'll get that one fixed, up and running, and do that one again. So, I think a good topic for us to discuss and talk about is the wear of masks and the crimes being committed. I posted on the page, my page, that 5 months ago, if you walked into a store wearing a mask, everybody would fear thinking that you're going to rob the place. Now, if you walk into the store not wearing a mask, everybody fears that you have coronavirus and you're going to give it to them. And the reality is some places, like the post I put on there, the news article I posted on there, is that it actually has increased 50%. Robberies have increased 50%. So
Have they
people,
really?
yep, in California anyway. Well, Cali.
Well, of course,
Yeah.
California.
So, but yeah, people are going in wearing the same mask that everybody else is wearing, and yeah, so robberies have actually gone up because nobody's worried anymore about the robbery. They're more worried about a coronavirus.
Which is
So
funny because how do they rob the stores in California? Because the gun laws are so strict out there. Do they pull the mask down and then cough on the
they cough.
individual if they
I'm gonna
don't give them the
cough on
money?
you. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
cough on you.
So
No.
I was reading the other day, and I don't know how true this is because I saw it, of course, on Facebook, and it was attached to a news agency. But they stated that the Dayton uh, council has now passed a law stating that it is now illegal to commit a crime of robbery wearing a mask. And I think I read that probably about 4 or 5 times trying to grasp that concept of
So it's it's illegal to commit a crime while wearing
it's
a mask.
apparently where it's illegal to wear a mask.
So some places I've read where it is a felony if you commit a crime while wearing a mask, it raises it to felony level. But that's like saying if I get pulled over for doing 10 miles over the speed limit and I'm one of those people that believe I need to wear my mask inside my car, uh, I broke the law while wearing a mask, so that speeding ticket is now a felony.
Technically,
Jaywalking.
yes, that would be correct.
Right. And if you jaywalk with a
Wearing a
mask
mask,
on, felony.
you've now committed a felony.
Correct.
You lose your voting rights and you lose
Ev-
your gun
Every right.
possession.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
uh it just blows me away. It just
Yeah.
absolutely blows me away that they can get away with doing stuff like that,
It's
and I
illegal.
understand
It's
behind it,
illegal to
but
wear a mask while committing a crime. Like I thought the whole wearing the committing the crime part was the illegal part, but not anymore. You
now
know.
what happens if you're wearing a mask speeding on a Sunday going to church? Because you've now committed a felony,
Yeah.
but apparently on Sundays, if you're speeding driving to church, they cannot arrest you and detain you. They can only cite you a ticket in Ohio.
Really.
Oh yeah. Yeah, some weird 1800 law or whatever, who knows, whenever,
That one
it,
was.
yeah, and um back in the day at Right Pat, we would joke about some of the laws that they had that you couldn't arrest
Oh,
somebody on a Sunday and going to
yeah.
church.
Yeah, I've seen
So,
those. I've seen those the old school laws that really aren't followed anymore, but they're still on the
yes.
books.
But
Yeah.
according, if you commit a felony, they're supposed to detain you right there on the spot.
Well, yeah, because it's a felony.
But yet you can't
Mm.
detain somebody if they're going to church.
I don't know, but
Something
they
I'm
want.
looking forward to when one of my buddies passes the bar of me going out and trying.
But see, it doesn't really matter because it's not like you're going to spend any time in jail because as soon as they put you in jail, they're just going to release you back out on the street.
Yes, unless you're cutting hair somewhere.
Right. But
Right. And then you'll go to
but
jail.
you'll go to jail, but they'll let you out in probably a week or so.
Yeah.
One
After
sheriff
you get
told there's a news report I read where a sheriff told the governor uh they don't have time, basically. They don't have time to look for people that are not following the stay-at-home order law, whatever, because they're busy out rearresting everybody that they have
that they
released from
released from
prison. Yeah,
prison.
yeah. They're like, sorry, we're too busy rearresting everybody, so
Yep.
we can't follow your order anymore. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's so. Ohio has been sticking to its crazy day. Um,
Yeah.
my wife came flying into the house tonight, and she looked at me. I was sitting on the couch with my son, and she's like, "Are you serious? What are you doing?" And that's how my wife walked in the house, and I'm like, "I'm watching a movie with my son." And she goes, "Do you not hear all the sirens going
Oh,
off?" And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And she said, "Well, it's been going off on your phone and your watch." And I said, "I don't have my phone and my watch on me." And the tornado warnings were going off. And of course, what do? While everybody else is going downstairs, I run outside to sit and watch the storm.
well, yeah.
Of course. So came downstairs into the basement and started throwing stuff out of the way because I've used my spare bedroom downstairs as uh, a staging room for all my survival stuff for the next pandemic. Um, and I immediately had to move all that stuff out into the hall and into my office to get the
uh,
family into the basement because it's the safest spot.
yeah.
But yeah, it's an insane day.
But it's
Insane day.
have you checked is Bob and them okay? Because there was a touchdown over there by London.
Uh, no, I haven't checked.
All right.
You know what?
Yes.
Now that you say that, I feel like I should pull out my phone and call. But I'm sure that my it's like, wow, wait, thanks for calling me out. No,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was touchdown. They said it was touchdown in Hilliard. So that's why I was, and it wasn't really even a funnel, a touchdown. It was the clouds were
Yeah.
spinning.
Yeah.
So
No.
nothing really touched down.
Yeah. No. The wife said that there was a touchdown near London. It was near London, and I know they live outside of that area, which would be near
Yeah,
London. So, but I mean that's a big space. You know what I mean?
big space.
Big.
Yeah.
So I mean I'm sure they're all
So
right. Yeah, we were
did you hear
watching it. It
that?
was supposed to come. It was supposed to come our way, and then the winds changed, and now it's heading north.
Yeah, I
So,
know. I was watching the storm and it was moving across, and then all of a sudden,
yep.
and apparently there's a hurricane off the coast of the East Coast right now.
Really?
Oh yeah, according to the map, it's way off the East Coast,
Hmm.
or a tropical storm at this
Yeah.
point, or whatever. But it moved up through. That's
No.
what it looks like. But
Is it is
um,
it is it carrying the coronavirus?
probably
Uh,
it had a mask on, so maybe that's why they didn't identify it
dude,
as a hurricane this year with a name.
we gotta put a mask. We gotta get a picture of that and then throw a mask on it and say, "Don't worry."
You know, I love Ohio because of some of the weird stuff that happens. But my son and I we leave the house in the morning just to get him out of the house. We drive over to the coffee shop, and I have a car that a mask on.
Say that again. You're
And
broken it out.
I said I passed a car this morning that had a
Yeah.
mask on.
Yeah. Oh, the car.
The car had a mask.
That's awesome.
It was wrapped around
Yeah.
the mirrors,
Yeah.
and it went up around the front of the car, around the mirrors.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
I couldn't get my phone out of the compartment in there because I lock it up inside the compartment, plug it in so I don't grab my phone while I'm driving. And I wanted to have the phone out so bad to take a picture that I almost spun around in the middle of the road, just to go back and take a picture of the car. It was awesome. I mean, how cool is that?
Right.
So some of the ideas that people come up with.
Get a couple sheets, sew them together, throw them around the mirrors.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like a giant bed sheet with
Yeah.
that was turned into a giant car mask.
Yeah.
So I would drive it through the car wash just because I would want to see.
Yeah. There's a picture somebody had posted that they had painted a mask on them. It was just all paint, black paint. Just they painted the mask.
Are you serious?
Not dead serious. They just painted it.
So was it you that I was talking to the other day that was talking about putting on like a Zorro mask on?
Yeah, Zorro. Yeah.
And going like the Costco's or something because their policies you have to wear a mask.
Yep. It's a mask. And then actually I saw a thing where Jason and and Mike Myers. They're both like, they're just now wearing masks, or they wore masks before it was cool or something like that. So I'm like, oh yes, get like a Jason or a Mike Myers mask and throw it, Jason mask on there, throw it on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to get my Spider-Man mask for my son and put
Phantom
it
of the
on
Opera.
him and see if he could go to Costco's with it. What?
Phantom of the Opera.
It's just one half.
Just a quarter of the face.
It's a
Walking,
mask.
they'll be like, you need a mask. I'm Phantom of the Opera.
Every day is Halloween.
Oh my
Jesus,
God.
the people at Costco's would lose their shit if you, or lose their mind if you walked. Sorry, you have to edit that one. They would
Yeah.
lose their mind if you walked in there with a Phantom of the Opera mask on.
In any of the listeners, post down below some of the funniest things that you guys have seen with people wearing masks. That either you've seen it or you've seen a picture of it or something like that, because I just think that would be awesome. And then if
Yeah,
you
that
all
really
think
would.
it would be a great idea for me to wear a Zorro mask to Costco, go and hit that like button. Subscribe so you also get the notification whenever it happens, because I'll videotape that. I'll wear a Zorro, go walking in. That's happening.
You
When
know
I
what?
take a break-
I will meet you at Costco's to do that, just so I can stand back and film it. And I'll do it in my dinosaur suit that has a mask.
When I take a break from studying, that's what I'll do, man. I'm gonna go in there.
That's perfect.
That is. Do we still
Yeah,
have
let's
to
see
do?
how many people can tell us what they've seen and share a picture if you got
definitely post it, because we still have to videotape us in the Peter Griffin and the chicken
Oh my God.
costume. We still have to do that fight. That would be classic. Just on the side of the street.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be real careful. I'm definitely starting to form my lower portion of my body into the Peter Griffin mold. So I'm not gonna be able to play the chicken anymore.
That's
So
yeah.
all right, well, how long have we been on?
Oh, I don't know. 12 minutes.
Well, that doesn't seem like it went very long.
That's kind of how
So
it
did
goes.
you hear that the House just passed the $3 trillion, and what's his name? Senator Kennedy got on the news saying that they were trying to understand what their partners over on the other side were doing, but they just couldn't fit their heads up their asses that far to understand it. He said that on national news.
Yeah, I don't understand. Dude, they wanted to pass a bill, part of that stimulus, that would have helped outside companies and countries.
Yeah, makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't.
None. The Pedley, I'm not turning away $1,200. Don't get me wrong, but that little bit that everybody's already paid into taxes, that they say, oh, here's your $1,200, and okay, that could have probably have helped a lot of people for 1 month. But what about the following month or the next month? What they need to do is, in a stimulus bill, this is what they need to do in a stimulus bill, is they need to get a hold of all these companies that they want to bail out, the banks, the credit cards, things like that, and just give them the money. Say nobody's paying. You don't have to add it to the next side. Don't put it on the end. Just pay it up.
Oh yeah. You mean with like mortgage payments instead of okay, call your mortgage company and say, listen, I want to add an extra month to my payment and not pay the next 2 months, or add an extra 2 payments and flip flop that, or do that with your car payment, which you can do. They will most likely do that, where you don't miss a payment, you're not behind. They just tack it on to the end of your loan and add an extra month, which would make a lot of sense. But I don't think a lot of people know that they can do that. Well,
but see, that's what I'm saying though, is that if they're telling the American people you cannot go to work, you have to close down your shop. If they're forcing the American people to basically stop work completely, and then why are they just going to move what they owe to the end and just move it to the end?
Yeah,
because there's no somebody's you know what I mean, where somebody's going to be at in the 30 years or whatever. So
Yeah. Okay, so I own a business and I'm not going to pay my landlord for 2 months while I'm closed down. So that just extended my lease for 2 months. And because we did that, the government approves
no,
him,
no,
the
it
owner.
doesn't
Hold on a
extend.
second.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah.
The government will approve the owner of that building saying, hey, I have this person that's in this lease with me. I need to extend my lease for two extra months and move
Mhm.
that to the end. So nobody's paying any money. And the government actually helps out the banks when they're taking the hit for it, because somebody's going to take a hit for it.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
And that alleviates a whole bunch of spending that's going to happen to multiple people, because everybody got, I mean, I think I got like $4,000.
Yeah, right. And
Why?
that's gonna, but that's what I'm saying though, because a lease doesn't extend 2 months, 4 months, 3 months, unless you rewrite a lease with your landowner or the
Right.
landlord. It doesn't automatically extend. Now, a bank with a mortgage, yeah, they can say, okay, we're going to move it to the end and we'll just do it that way, which is cool. Same with like a car payment. But a lease that goes from this date to this date doesn't extend out to the 2 months unless you renew it with the landlord. But if you don't, and the landlord says, no, because at the end of this time, I already have somebody else booked to come in at a different cost. Now, once they start working again, that landlord's going to be like, you still owe me that back rent. You still have to pay that back rent. And that's when the government needs to step in and say, okay, because that 1,200 or whatever it was for one person, it's not going to do much to recover for everything that they have.
I mean, it'll buy food and
Yep.
keep, pay a couple bills, I guess, but it's just
For one
it
month.
was but then we spent $3 trillion and we gave $500 million to the Kennedy Center out of that.
For whatever
And then the
reason, I don't
Kennedy
know.
Center turned around and donated what, 20 million to the Democratic convent or Democratic party.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I see the scam going on here and I get it. And, I don't care if you're out there and you're Republican or Democrat, it really doesn't make a difference. If you're spending money recklessly like that,
Hmm.
it's not, it's our money. It's
Right.
our money that just, I don't want my money that I'm paying the taxes to go to um, a political party. I want it to
Right.
go pay for security of the country, pay for, the border security or whatever, or immigration, or, you know, uh, things that
Right.
help this country. But how does the political party, how does
Because
that
both
help?
because both sides they just want to try to make everything into politics and use everything as their own political weapon to try to get something done. And that's why I don't
Oh,
even when they wanted to give money to another country versus here, I'm like, people were complaining because the Republicans wanted to give money to the companies that were backing the Republicans, and Democrats wanted to give money that was backing Democrats. I don't care. They're all American companies. I really don't care who gets what kind of money. I would rather it still be here in the state than it going all the way to another country where we see none of the proceeds or profits or anything from it. Like
no,
it's
nothing at
it's
all. They mentioned, what was it, 62 times in this last bill that the Democrats pushed through on marijuana.
mm-hmm.
They mentioned it 62 plus times, and it's like, well, I understand that, that's a government budget.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's great if they pass it. They've just turned around and admitted that America needs to legalize marijuana federally,
Right.
which is a win-win. But I think that has absolutely nothing to do with the situation we're in right now. None of
Right.
those topics. And I don't understand why both parties can't go, listen, this is a stimulus for Corona. This is a
Right.
stimulus to help out the people of this country and help out the economy and all that. But what in the hell does marijuana have to do with the
Right.
coronavirus? I mean,
Nothing.
nothing. And I just don't get it. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah. Neither
So
do I. Neither do I.
If you have any ideas or any understanding of anybody listening, let us know, because I would really like to understand why in the hell we're spending all this money for stuff that doesn't make it. The Kennedy Center has nothing to do with the coronavirus at
No,
all. And it was a kick in the teeth to hear that they turn around and donated $20 million to the Democratic Party. And it's like,
yeah,
that right there that's a crime.
yeah.
That's like, that's like the Italians that are, washing their money, you
Hmm.
know,
Yep.
what is it? Laundering their money.
Well,
It's exactly what just happened.
and that's one of the worst parts about the whole, not the whole political, but like some of the government, the senators or congressmen, one or the other, whoever that knew that Corona was coming. Oh, I better start selling a lot of my stocks, and they go in
Oh
and
yeah.
sell stocks because they had that knowledge beforehand. I
Well,
mean,
and
that's
people keep saying that it's insider trading, and
yeah.
it's not.
No,
It's
it is.
it is to you and me. It
Mhm.
is not to them. And the law protects them from that. It doesn't protect us.
No,
So if
even for them because they knew about the virus coming. They knew the effect it was going to have. They sold
correct,
their stocks and then the next day released that information
correct,
about
but it
Corona.
wasn't. It's not necessarily insider trading because they didn't have insider information about those companies, but they knew what was coming on from the outside environment, from outside the country. They knew what was going to happen, but that was the way they explained it on the news. Is it's not necessarily that they broke the law, but it is. They broke the law,
Hmm.
but they're protected because they're senators. They live under a different blanket than what they do to
Yep.
serve us. They
Yep.
have their insurance for life. They get paid for life for doing, 2 years. That's all they have to do is 2 years.
Yeah.
And they get paid for the rest of their lives.
Yep.
It all needs to change. I mean, it would alleviate it. Why do we have guys that make $163,000 a year that are multimillionaires?
Yeah. Yeah. They
That's
need
that's
it.
not possible.
Well, it's something else to look into is when people go in and they're worth 300 or $400,000, but when they leave the multimillionaire, it's like
Yeah,
how do you become a multimillionaire on that kind of a paycheck? You know,
yeah.
it's
Insider information, lobbyists,
mm-hmm.
all kinds of great stuff. So,
Yep.
well,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
it's
down with
crazy.
term limits. They need term limits. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some of them just need to be put down.
That's well. That's like the thing, and this is a completely different topic for another time. Uh, but with Biden, he's been in the government system for 50 years as a senator, or congressman, or whatever, and just now he's gonna fix it now while he's running.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah. I
him,
like the concept of getting these guys out of there, because if you've been in there for 30 years and you haven't done anything, you still got homeless people living on the
yep,
streets. You got I mean, Maxine Waters has her whole environment where she's from is destroyed. The economy is destroyed, everything, but they keep putting her in the positions. They got, you know, Nancy Pelosi, and let's not just get on whether, Republican or Democrat or anything, but Nancy Pelosi in San Francisco, those people are hurting out there.
yep.
Those people are seriously hurting. The homeless situation out there is out of control. People are urinating and defecating on the streets,
Yeah, they
and
didn't care about that, but they want to make sure you're wearing a face mask now.
ugh, they're putting people in hotel rooms and supplying drugs to them
Yeah.
so they'll stay off the streets. There's a serious problem in this country that needs to be fixed,
Yep.
and I don't think that the Republican Party, and I don't think that the Democratic Party can fix it. I think
No.
that they need to get fresh people in, and a different way of looking at it, and doing it the right way.
Yeah, that's
But
what I was saying about term limit.
yeah,
Because
I
when you're
don't I
there
don't
for
have a
so
solution
long,
for it.
you know,
What?
when you're there for so long, when you're there from, you know, when it's been the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, now 2010, you're probably still stuck on how it was before. And you don't change and you don't adapt. And that happens with both parties. Is you're not changing and you're not adapting.
Well, what's
Democratic side,
comfortable?
they'll say they're the progressive and they do the changing and stuff, but even they don't. Even their thought, their theory, like their ideas, those are progressives. But the politicians aren't part of that, of what the younger generation progressive want it to be. And
Yeah,
so
I,
they're still stuck.
it's scary all the way around because you look at people like AOC and you're just like, I don't know how this girl gets up in the morning or this senator gets up in the morning and even brushes her teeth without hurting herself because everything that comes out of her mouth is pretty scary to me.
Yep.
And that's the next generation. And I never thought that I would be saying the things that I'd hear my grandfather and my father say, about the next generation coming in and how scary it is. But things are changing.
Yep.
Things are changing, so it's a little scary. You want somebody that's old that has that, that Yoda mentality that's kind of chill and paying attention to everything around and teaching a little philosophies to the younger folks. But you you do need those fresh ideas in. You got to have some of those fresh ideas. I have no idea how to solve a homeless problem in San Francisco. I'm sure if I sat down, for a good year and really looked at it before I started opening my mouth, um, I'm sure I could come up with something, but it's never going to be perfect. But what they're doing out there right now is not even,
Dude,
it's nothing.
they want to close down. One of the bills is closing down a vet home, where old vets live. They want to close that down and then move the money over for undocumented immigrants.
Wow.
Yep.
Where'd you hear about that?
It's I shared the the news on my page.
That's not in Ohio, is it? That's San
No,
Francisco?
it's in Cali.
Wow.
Yep.
It's, it's, that's just, I don't even know
So
what to say.
there's a lot of people trying to save it, to make sure that that bill doesn't pass. But
There should be nothing, absolutely nothing saved where they're taking away money from vets to give to people that don't even belong in the country.
yep.
If you are undocumented or you are illegal, you have done it wrong, and you
Mhm.
should get a chance to leave and have that opportunity to come back and try to do it the right way.
Yep.
But if you're breaking the law coming over, you're breaking the law. If you broke the law right now and it was serious enough, you would go to jail.
And Supreme
I,
Court
I
already said it's still illegal. Like it is still a crime. They
yeah,
passed that. They're like, well, it's still a crime. So
I don't understand
I
what
don't
that
know.
is. I don't
But
get it.
all
But
right, everybody, we're gonna wrap this one up. But yeah, we got a lot we can still talk about. But
oh
another
yeah,
time, shorter
absolutely.
conversation. We're trying to get with Kelly Lannon counseling. We got to get with her again. Redo that one now that our sound is
Oh really?
working proper. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She said it's cool. Well, so we can redo that one, and then
A
also
lot more
down on
coffee.
what's that?
I said we'll have to drink a lot more coffee.
Yeah. Yep. And then down the pike, we got a couple other ones. So hopefully we get those up and running and in and out. Editing those just takes longer.
Yeah, it's especially
So
when you're studying for the bar, right?
yeah, yeah. I get about an hour. I get about hour and a half a night to do editing. So
Yeah. You got
fun
a
time.
class here coming up or a study session?
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
good luck, and I'll
Got a
talk to you
few.
tomorrow, brother.
All right, bro. And
Let us
everybody
know what you
else.
guys think.
Yep. Thanks for listening. Please hit the
Put your comments
subscribe button.
below.
Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Hit the bell. Let us know about the masks. Any of the funny pictures you've seen, even pictures on the masks. If there's any funny ones or good ones like that. So,
Yeah,
all
we missed
right.
the opportunity on that one, Chad.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it too, which it sucks. We talked about it at the very
Burt
beginning.
Reynolds, Brad Pitt, you could
Yep.
just be anybody. Of course, then that would fall into the whole robbing banks and stuff. They wouldn't know who
Yeah.
it was, but it was Brad Pitt
All
that did
right.
it.
All right, brother.
All right, later,
I'll let
bro.
y'all later.